Hey guys, Sonda here, doing another audio commentary. Today I'm going to bring you Game 3 between MrBitter and Diablox. And I don't know why I just left. I was just thinking about something. Sorry. Anyways, this is actually going to be played on Longinus because it is Game 3. The map pool was Coliseum for Game 1, then Blue Storm for Game 2, then Longinus for Game 3. So they have made it to a Game 3. So this is where the players really need to come into their A game, bring their A game, and see if they can win. Because if they don't win this, they're going to be forced to play a round robin trying to get back in the main draw. And if they can't do that, they'll have to play in the losers bracket or the consolation bracket. So this is on Longinus. Longinus, a 3-person map, pretty macro heavy. You often see hidden dropship tech, but that's more if your opponent's at the lower spot, at the bottom. But this is Protoss player in the bottom, so this probably isn't going to work. And oh yeah, in case you haven't been following the other games, MrBitter, the Protoss player in the bottom, and Diablox, the Terran player on the right. So this is a pretty exciting game. This should be a pretty exciting game. This is a pretty exciting game. It's really intense so far how they're really putting up supply depots and pylons, I know. But anyways, so the probe will be MrBitter will be scouting in the right direction. So he's actually going to get a little he's been doing a great job actually keeping his probe alive in the other games. So I'm excited to see if he can do that this game, and if he can, it's going to give himself that much more of an advantage. Our early gateway at the choke, so we could be seeing some kind of aggressive opening, seeing if maybe he can set Diablox behind from the beginning. The barracks going up, same kind of harassment going on. 2 SCVs chasing after this this crazy probe. So yeah, this is Game 3. The winner of this has the bragging rights over his opponent. So what bragging rights? He has bragging rights over one person. Anyways, the SCV coming across the screen. So Diablox reading the angle of the probe, probably gonna send his SCV in the right direction. Still, MrBitter's probe is just being a pain. So nice job by MrBitter, really keeping that probe alive. And sorry for the misclick. I'm trying to click myself while commentating. Not the easiest thing. Assimilator is going up for MrBitter. So MrBitter, he came out of the proxy in Game 2, and he won the game, but the Vulture from Diablox did so much damage to MrBitter's economy that it was really quite exciting. And this SCV will be surrounded and picked off, so that's kind of big actually, considering that that SCV didn't get too much of a scout and will not be around. But I guess Diablox did kill MrBitter's probe. So, and then Nexus is going up. So we are seeing a very early natural expansion. Maybe this is MrBitter's sign move. He has opened up with a lot of macro heavy games. Game 1 he actually went for, it looked like a 12 Nexus, and then he planned on dropping DTs. I feel he would have been much more effective without that 12 Nexus, because then he could add more units, because he died just to a simple Midas push. So I feel if he wouldn't have got that first expansion, he would have been better off. Another scouting probe going in. MrBitter endlessly trying to keep scouts in so he knows what his opponent, Diablox in this case, is up to. And this probe it gets picked off. I was going to say barely gets in, but no, barely gets picked off. So this should be this is some PvT action on Longinus. Longinus, not such a common map. They don't really use it in the pro scene, but people play it on Battle.net, and I like it. The Cybernex core is going up. The Nexus will be finishing. So, nice job transferring probes. Beautiful timing. MrBitter and Diablox, 2 players that are on top of their game for the most part. 2 strong players from what I have seen in the past. So yeah, this is GG No Re tournament. This is just the tournament that I'm Collector and I are running. We're trying to commentate every game, so this should be fun. There's actually a winners bracket. There's the main bracket, and then there will be a losers bracket. So plenty of chances for the players to get in the games, because if you lose first round, then you still have a chance to get back in the round robin. And then if you can't be one of the 5 to advance to the main draw from the round robin, then you go into the losers bracket. So plenty of games for the people, and it's pretty fun to get some competitive games in if you're new to StarCraft, or even if you're not new to StarCraft, just still fun. So gateways going up. So 3 gateways. So we could be seeing lots and lots of units here. He does have the economy to do it, and I'm interested to see what kind of tech he chooses to go to. Does he go for the arbiters? Does he go for the carriers, or does he just try to mass the units? Those are the questions that will be answered shortly as this game advances and as the tech gets deeper in play. Oh, so the command center is going up. So both players playing this macro heavy. It doesn't look like this is going to be. This looks like this will be a longer type game, just because both players already have their natural expansions up, and both players are going to playing this very macro heavy. A goon and 2 zealots pushing across the map, but there will be no contest for 2 siege tanks in a group about 5 marines. Yes, 5 marines. So a handful of marines. Just not these. Push from MrBitter will not be effective. I don't think it's really a big push. I don't think he expects to do too much damage, just seeing what his opponent has. But it does look like 2 more Dragoons are on the way, so maybe he is going to gather up and actually push in and see what he can do. A robotics facility is going up. I'm interested to see if he's going to go for observers or if he chooses to go for the Reaver. So the one zealot does push in, but quickly realizes he's outnumbered, so does get that zealot away. So not being careless with his units. Nice play there. Another tank out. So these goons, there's not enough units from MrBitter to actually break through the front door and do something. So Diablox is doing the right thing, holding off the push while getting his natural expansion. So he's economically going to be completely fine in this game, I guess you could say. The second assimilator is heavy, so he's going for lots and lots of early gas, and he is expanding again. So wow, he is playing this very macro heavy game, throwing up another expansion. This is what you see in the pros and stuff, so I'm interested to see if he's going to be able to use all these crystals, probably just a mass unit build and try to outproduce him. But because the Terran ball can gather up and play in their base so effectively, it might not pay off for him 100%. So it's important that Diablox does scout this expansion, and if he could lay this out, he would find himself in a good situation. One wandering zealot. Sorry, I thought that was something else. And wow, on the minimap, that really looks like a serious face, like the 2 eyes, what I'm looking at. That's weird. Anyways, it's a sign. Missile turret is up, so DTs, unless it's a DT drop, would not be too effective, but that's not what it looks like he is up to. So cannons going up behind these gateways, so just a little extra defense. He feels he needs it because he is so overextending himself, or not overextending himself, but he is so extending himself right now just because he is trying to get the economic lead early. Probably the right thing to do against a Diablo. Maybe Diablo, he realized Diablo threw up a natural expansion early after he threw up a 12 in Nexus, so he's expanding again. So probably the right thing to